Newcastle on the Tyne, new in 1172, has always looked out on men building ships. Here men built schooners, frigates, ships of the line, ironclads, battleships. The history of the Tyne is the history of the building of ships, in prosperity and in adversity. When war broke out, the Eldon Yard had known better times.
What have you caught, Tom? Here, come and have a look. 1066, William the Conqueror. 1066 to 1940. It hasn't been lying there all that time.
Hello, lads. What have you got here?
Don't know.
Must have been here about 10 years. You know what it is? It's the number board of the last ship that was built in this yard before it closed down. She must have been launched from this very berth. Well, carry on, lads, and get the weeds cleared away, and maybe you'll see a keel laid here before long. 1066. Well over 1,000 ships. There must have been some rare craft among that lot.
June 1886. On this day was launched from the Eldon Yard the first true oil tanker, a ship of 2,300 gross tons. The novelty of its design is that it permits oil to be carried in the hull. February 1856. The prosperity of iron shipbuilding on the Tyne was evidenced in the launch from the Eldon Yard of 3 ships on the same day. The first vessel was a handsome steamer 200 feet long named the Paris. The second, the Eupatoria, was a large screw collier. The machinery of the third vessel, the George Robert, is a beautiful marine adaptation of Robert Stephenson's locomotive engine. Siberian train ferry steamer Baikal, built in sections in the year 1896, shipped to Russia, assembled on the shores of Lake Baikal, and launched this 29th of June, 1899.
Aye, and Eldon Yard will be turning out fine ships again before this war's very much older. You're a bit previous, Mac. The berth's all ready. If I only had the men, we'd soon get the first keel laid. But where the hell's the men to come from?
Controller, Ministry of Labour Regional Office, Great North Road, Newcastle on Tyne. Sir, I am to refer to the Admiralty scheme for bringing derelict shipyards back into production, and to inform you that the Eldon Yard is now in working order and in immediate need of every class of shipyard labour. I am to request you to take urgent steps to meet the labour requirements of this yard. The work is of high priority.
Our only chance is to call up the men who left the yards years ago. Come in.
Oh, we want to know if everything's ready for the shipyard call-up.
I think so, sir. It gets me for one. I was a frame setter in Hawthorne's 14 years ago.
And you want to go?
Someone must go, sir. I'll bring in the file.
That's your first one, Jim.
What do you think, Maggie? Here's a letter from the Labour Exchange asking me to go back to the shipyard.
Bye, what a nerve. They didn't want you when you needed a job. I'd see them further first.
Aye, but they've offered me foreman riveter, head foreman.
But you don't want a job. We've got this nice little business that you've strived and struggled for. You'd be daft if you went back.
Now listen, lass. I worked in the yard for 30 years, and I learned a trade where a man can show his skill. Anybody can do this job.
Well, it's no good, Fred. The Ministry of Labour's overruled us. You've got to go back to the shipyard.
To hell with the shipyard.
They've no right to play fast and loose with men like this. Not so long ago they threw us out of the yards to starve or scrounge. Skilled men, mind you, brought up to a trade, and nobody cared. Now they want us back. There's a war on.
Now, wait a minute, Fred.
Next
You
thing
can't...
you know, the war'll be over and out again you'll go, you mugs. Ah, well, not for me. I've got a good job down here, and the missus has got a nice little home together. What? Go back to the shipyard? I'll see the men hell first.
It's no good you kicking, Fred. They can make you.
You were a plater. You were a caulker. You were a burner. All you men are needed in the yards again. You were a clerk. You were a baker. You sold ice cream. You sold newspapers.
I got 2 black eyes and a broken nose and got it to blade and face.
Money came for good. There was more than 20 on the busman who were dancing sun. Dancing James Bunny's winking, yeah, I went to Maiden. Oh, lad, you should have seen us gardening, passing the boats along the road just as they were starting. There were lots of lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathered along the Scotswood Road to see the maiden races.
Aye, it's been a real battle to get that one away. But we'll have to have some more men in this yard.
Where will we get them? Where were the men? Royal Northumberland Fusiliers, Tobruk, El Alamein, Tripoli, the Meredith Line.
Now, before I start my lecturette this morning, girls, there's an announcement which concerns all of you. Tyneside shipyards are short of labour, and we must have ships. So we propose starting right away here, training women as electricians, deckland packers, and welders. As you are all eligible, I hope you will volunteer.
What do I have to do?
We'll show you, but don't think that shipbuilding is all heavy work. There are hundreds of jobs in the yards that can be done by women as well, or even better than men. This layout is condensed for instructional purposes. It shows typical distribution and lighting circuits for use on ships. After boring a pipe, the next job is to face the flange. Don't attempt to force the tool. Feed it the same amount after each turn. When wiring enters compartments below the waterline or on deck, it has to pass through glands which must be packed watertight. If that weld passes the test, the girl will be down at the yard next week.
In this yard we have our own training school, which has been running for 27 years, and we've provided half the yards in the Tyne with welders. The first thing I teach a beginner is how to strike an arc. I can tell pretty well in the first few minutes whether you'll ever make a good welder. Mind you, although they're learning, the work they're doing is used in actual ships, so it's got to be right. They all say welding's the common thing. These lads now were riveters until a fortnight ago. They asked to be taught welding. We changed with the times here. That chap learned to be a riveter under me father. Now he's here to learn welding from me. Betty Payne here's one of the best welders we've turned out, and we've turned out some good ones. Generally the girls do the easier welds, but Betty can handle anything. She's as good as any man in the yard.
Today you will find women at work in the shipyards, side by side with the men, in nearly every branch of shipbuilding. Many of them had never been near a ship a year ago. Today they're building them. For there's work to be done on the Tyne, and whatever your age or sex, there's a job where your skill is needed. Ned O'Hare and his mate still find there's plenty of use for their old skill at hand riveting. Next door to them, another team work at the hydraulic riveting machine. Old methods, new methods. There's work for both. There's work for old Ralph Balmer, who started in the yards when they were building wooden sheathed warships. There's work for these West Indian seamen while they wait to rejoin their ship. And the work is being done. Great prefabricated sections of warships are welded by the new recruits. The hammers of the old hands beat out their contribution to the job the Tyne is famed for. Once they built schooners and frigates. Now they build cargo ships and tankers, submarines, aircraft carriers. As long as Britain calls for ships, the call will be answered by the ring of steel on steel in the shipyards of the Tyne.
Ah, but wait a minute. Tyneside's busy enough today. Old uns and young uns hard at work making good ships. But just remember what the yards looked like 5 years ago. Idle. Empty. Some of them derelict. And the skilled men that worked in them scattered and forgotten. Will it be the same again 5 years from now? That's what we on Tyneside want to know.